Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Trix. Um, this is like a very impromptu stream right now because I wasn't gonna stream today, but I was like, you know what? I'll just stream, get this over with, get it done in it. So the only reason I'm streaming today is because in the MP3 file analyzer that I built the other day, um, there was some parts of the code that annoyed me that I feel like I can do this better. The ones that I'm gonna touch, like the ones that I'm actually gonna try to improve, I'll show you. So hang on, let me just. So if I go into here, part one, I feel like I can improve. Part two, I feel like I can improve. Part three and four, I'm not touching. And part five, I feel like I can improve. So the only reason I feel like I can improve part one, two, and five are because they are only dependent on the actual byte buffer. They're not dependent on anything else. Like they're not depending on the version or the layer. Part three and four are dependent on the version and layer, so I'm not sure how to do it. But I'll show you what I was thinking with this. So if I go into audio, SRC, do I need to open up? I need to open up a different view in this. Hang on. A window. Show view. Package Explorer. Project Explorer. No. Nope, that's not what I'm looking at. No. Is there a refresh button? There we are. I was thinking. Open. There we go. So, I just literally made this in Docker while, like, I think on Tuesday or something. So, all I thought of was for part one, I could store the results in a map string list integer, which is where the string is the MPEG audio version and the list contains the bit patterns. So if I go into Java map with string and list, so do you know what? I feel like I can probably make the thing and then show you. So for instance, in this one, so map bracket string, let's bracket integer, versions calls Java make map. Create a map in Java. Map integer equals new hash map bracket string this integer map hash map string this integer hash map import hash map map import map import map. If I put integer here, just see, yep. Okay, so that's that. Then put longer initialization. Okay, so what I want is 1 1 1 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. So I'd have this like that, right? Have that at the end. So this is just making anonymous function like this inside. And I'll have a put with the key, which is MPEG version 1, right? And then the value would be a list with 1,1, right? And this is supposed to look like that. What's the error? Delete this. 1, 1. Java array. Cause here. Okay. So let me change that to int then. Java int array in map. Map to create new value from int array. Java int array in a map. I'm just trying to figure out why I can't do this. No. Because it seems very plausible. Hang on. Store an array in a hash map, yeah. List integer. Okay, so why wasn't it working when I done that? List integer. List integer. Yeah. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to import list. Aha. Nice. Okay, so done that now. So that's 1 and 1. Then I can do the same thing again for the next one, which is 1 and 0. I name this one reserved. Then do the same thing again for MPEG version 2.5. Right? That 0 and 0. Then add the same thing again for MPEG version 2, which is 0, 1. Right? I'm just going to make a new file. New class improved audio reader. Yes, finish. Cool. And I'm just going to nick everything in here. In the main body, sorry. Because my thing is, I've already submitted this for that coding interview. So I don't want to get confused when I'm in the coding interview that, I'm reading the code that I wrote now instead of reading the code that I wrote before. So let me just go up here, remove the code that I just wrote. There we go. Let me close that. That's safe. There we go. So if I open this again, it shouldn't be there. Cool. So now that I've done that, now when I query versions dot get key from map Java, get key from hash map here. Java get key from map with value. Get a key for value from a map in Java. Versions dot get versions dot get new integer. Then you have this comma, same thing but with a 5, right? Then you put here, enable unlikely element type integer for get object or map string to you know what, I'll just do this whole loop. For entry key comma value entry, and then it's version dot entry set, right? Then inside here, if entry dot get value dot equals, then pass in this new entry here inside here, right? Then open close. Then we want to, why is this going away there? Import entry from Java util map. K, comma V. Okay, map KV. Oh, hang on. And that should read string. And then, hang on, let me just go back on it. Integer, that. There we are. And then all I need to do is just system.out.println entry.get key. Alright. So this I can delete, and then down here I can comment it, and then if I run this, layer 1. Why is it not calling? Entry.get value. Yeah. Dot equals this byte buffer. Because this will return either 1, this will return like or 1 or whatever. Because it should return MPEG version 1. Did you print out MPEG version 1? Hang on, if I print out versions, MPEG version 1, Java lang, L Java language. Oh. Check if two different blocks in memory on there. Nah, it should be the same. What does it return? False, 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 false. Okay, so I know that's wrong because at least one of them does satisfy this. What happens if I just get value? What does two string do? No. Read integer Java. Print integer array. Really. So I need to call arrays.toString, don't I? Equals get value. Okay. Let me try arrays dot toString, right? And then I surround this with the get value, right? Then I check if it equals. Okay, hang on. Because this is like insane levels of stupid if this is correct. Arrays dot toString. And then I wrap this second bit with a thing, right? And then if that should work, then does. Okay, basically, I'll just explain what that does. So I don't even know if that's shorter, you know. This is one, two. Is there a way to turn on line numbers? Window, editor, appearance, show view, navigation, preferences. Add line numbers Eclipse, so display line numbers Eclipse. Windows. Window. Preferences. General. General. Editors. Text editors. Show line numbers. There we are. This is 52 minus 38. So that's just 20 lines. Whereas the original, how many lines? 46 to 57. 10. So this is 10 lines. Whereas this is 20. But this is more. I don't even know if this is more efficient, you know. Anyway, let me just do this again. So I can do that again for part 2 now. You know what I need to do is just copy paste it. And then switch entry get key, right? Case mpeg version 1 version plus equals 1 break case reserved version equals 0 break case mpeg version 2.5. This is more complicated. Version plus equals 3. This is so more complicated, man. Like, I thought this was smart, but it's so dumb. Cause yeah, now I'm iterating over a map, but every time I'm doing the check, I have to, it's increased the time it would normally take to just run this. You know what, yeah, I'm going to use a timer, and I'm going to check how fast it will be to do this. And if it turns out that this improved one is slower, I'm going to be vilified. Case mpeg version 2 version plus equals 2, right? And then we're just gonna break. Oh my days, this is so dumb. It's so dumb. I don't even want to. Because this is 101 to 90. And I already know this map is going to take up 10 lines already. And then this 4-1 switch is going to take up another 10. I was like, oh yeah, it will be improved and shit. No, it's not improved. This. Okay, you know, I'm gonna do it, and then I'm just gonna be like, try to, if it's slower, I'm just gonna be like, try to improve it 10 dots slower. Oh, why? This is why never try to be a smartass. That's supposed to be 1 and 1. 1 1 1 0 0 0 1 0 1. Then we have here's layer 1. Layer 1. Layer 3. Reserved. Layer 2. Right? Then I just need to write this, don't I? Then change this to layers. Yep, and then I just need to grab this 1 2 1 2. So this one And then 7, isn't it? Yep. There I am. Then I just need to change these for layer 1, layer 3 reserved. Layer 1. Layer 3. Reserved. Actually, no, I don't even need to do the assignment there. Just need a break. I can do that here too. It's still going to be 0. And then layer 2. And then just change this to layer. There we go. Then I can just remove this. Okay. Then 3 and 4. Those are fine, that's fine. Then number 5 I need to do. Let me just check this. Run Java application, layer 1, version 1, layer 1, 256, and this one should run the same. Cool. And then trying to do the last bit. That's so upsetting though, that it just didn't work. And then this one is just channels, right? And then you just have stereo is 110. No, 00 stereo. Then you have 01 is joint stereo. 01 is this. Then you have 1 and okay, so 0001 10 is dual channel. So 10 is this. Then 11 is single channel. And then I don't even need the switch no more. Then change this to channel. Then grab this. Channels. Oops. And then the next one is just 1. And then if I remove this, there we go. And then if I run this, there we go. And just so that we know that it's the same as the one before. Yep. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is just add some like testing things to see how long it actually runs. Because if I've done this and it's slower, I'm going to be pissed. Java program. Okay, so I'm gonna literally chuck this at the very start of the program. Right? Then go and chuck this at the very end. Then I'm going to have this there, right? So let's see how long this one took. Okay, so if we are faster than this time, we know we have done well. If we are slower than this time, doing this was for nothing. Okay, let's see how we do. Okay, let me grab this. Let me chuck it into audio. Let me grab these two and let me chuck them at the end. They can't be the same because there's loops in the other one. So I know that that's one thing I can be sure on. But I think the loops might affect the speed at which the program's running at, making it slower. Okay, this is how long it takes with the original one. So 3, 6, 8, 9, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, the original program was faster. All of this was for nothing. Well, it wasn't for nothing. It does like help improve it in the future, but it's still stupid. And this wasn't worth it. Okay, let me just explain why I thought this would be a good idea, even though that I've crashed and burned. Basically, okay, my thoughts were, inside here, we have the MPEG version, right? And then all we're doing in here is just checking and then assigning a thing for the specific case it is. So, essentially, if a new MPEG version were released or something, in the if statements, you would have to go through each of those if statements. That's part one. That's part one, isn't it? Okay. You have to go through each if statement and then change the actual if statement to accommodate the new code. So you have to first create the conditional to check each one, like in here, assign these values, and then pull the version number and then just have the layer or whatever version increased. My thinking is this would be easier in both cases for version and layer, because if a new version or layer was introduced, you just add it to here and then add the case. Same thing, you add it to here and then add the case instead of having to figure out what the actual bit patterns were. Because my issue when I was trying to do it was figuring out what bit patterns match up with what. So in terms of extensibility, this is a lot more extensible because you only have to edit this and this case statement. Same for this and this case statement. Whereas with something like the original one, you have to edit the whole if statement, add a new if statement, add the condition, add the checks for each bitwise operation. No, it's not even possible. Because only 2 bits are on. So I've done this for nothing. Because all bits are accounted for. So I've done this for nothing. It doesn't help with MPEG version or layer 1 because it only checks 2 bits. It doesn't even help with the bottom one either because it only checks 2 bits. Oh, I thought I was being smart, but I was being stupid. If no one understands why I'm saying that, basically, if you're only checking 2 bits, with 2 bits, there will only ever be 4 possible combinations, right? So unless if they do add another layer version or whatever for this, for layer version or MPEG version or channel mode, they would have to use more bits. So my solution would be more useful if all of the... My solution would be more useful if they were to change the actual specification and use a larger audio frame header. But because the audio frame header currently only utilizes 2 bits for checking audio version, layer, and channel mode, this is completely, the map is completely useless, because you would never need to add to the map, because there's only ever going to be 4 possible combinations for 2 bits. So you won't add to this map because there's only 2 bits that you ever need to check. An if statement will be faster and will be a lot easier to use, just because there will only ever be 2 possible combinations. It's good that I've done this and that I understand how to do it now, and that in the future, if there ever were to be a new standard, this could be used, but you will only ever need to add to it once, and then actual like processing on this will be a lot slower than just using if statements. So there's a lesson here, and the lesson is always check how long it will take for the program to run. Because think about it, like, it's so stupid, because I'm like, it makes sense if you use your brain. Because think about it, if you have a for loop, any type of for loop in your program, it is always going to run slower than just hard coding the checks yourself. Because a for loop, if you do like if it's always going to be like the first one, that's fine, because it does the first iteration and then completely stops, right? I forgot to add the break statement in the for loop. Hang on, let me just add a break statement here. Does that make any faster? It took longer. It took longer. It took longer. Anyway, as I was saying, it's just common sense, isn't it? If you think about it, a program with for loops will take longer because you're increasing the time complexity of the search, right? So let's say, for instance, you use a list, array, or whatever. A list and an array will always be slower than a map, binary tree, or whatever, because space complexity wise, doing a search on a list or array will take way longer than doing it on a linked list, a hash map, a set, or a tree, or a binary tree, because the algorithms used to search those are a lot more time efficient than for an array or a normal list, because for a list or an array you need to loop and iterate through it. Guess what I'm using? I'm iterating through a map, which I thought would be fast, but because I'm storing these elements as arrays, I'm first iterating through a map, which is okay because iterating through a map is a lot faster than an array. But because I'm iterating through that map and then converting the array to a string and then accessing and then creating another array to convert to a string and then comparing them, the process of converting an array to a string, then creating another one to convert to a string and then comparing them is a lot slower than just hard coding the variables yourself. So the lesson I've learned is, yes, this is fine to do it and to show that, oh yes, this is possible, but it is not an improvement. I thought that doing this in my brain would be faster because it's using a map, and then I realized while coding it, no, it's not. It's going to be so slow. Like That's so disappointing, but also like refreshing that I only had to do like, I don't know how many Google searches to get this done. Like maybe, yeah, three Google searches to implement this. Because I thought if I'd done this, it would somehow give me a clue on how to optimize 3 and 4. Because 3 and 4 are dependent on version and layer. But looking at it now, I'm not sure. And I feel like just hard coding it is a lot easier to do. Anyway, when I have my interview with the guys, whenever that happens, I can bring this up that I've tried this after and realize that my solution, although like not the most like space efficient, does execute faster than using something like a map and using like a hash map to iterate through. Because this is like the stupidest thing I've ever done. If this wasn't dependent on bits and this was dependent on other on like something else, and you could use basically if this wasn't dependent on bits that have predefined variables, this would be a lot faster because you're not checking you're not checking something that's predefined. With bits, if you're using something like bits to store something, there's no point using like a loop or something because you're always going to know what the next thing will be. Of course, it's better in terms of like you accommodating future extensibility, like if you're ever to improve your API whatever in the future, but it's not helpful in this scenario because physically it's predefined. So because it's predefined, doing any loop or iteration to find a variable will be a lot slower than just checking if that variable exists hard-coded. Because literally in the README, let me just open this. It's gonna open in like, yeah, it's gonna open in one. Let me change this because I want to change it to can I just use Eclipse? Internal editors. Generic text editor. Text editor. Yeah. Cool. So if I double click this. Yeah, cool. Didn't know why that didn't happen. Okay, so that's the README that I created. I want to look at this one. Correctness of the code, that's fine. How many of the tasks you're able to complete successfully? And then completed 3. Clean code test, were you able to appropriate to add them in? Does it use memory and compute efficiently? In terms of like, let me just go to the original. In terms of memory efficiency, the only time I'm ever storing variables is 1, this I close, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm only storing 6 variables. Compared to my improved one, which stores 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is a lot less memory efficient. The new one that I made is a lot less memory efficient. And then compute efficiency, that's just based on time complexity of how long it takes to run. And obviously the old one runs a lot faster just because I'm not introducing a bunch of loops to iterate through. You know what, I should probably just change this to extensible. Let me just change this to, let me refactor, rename, extensible audio reader. sensible audio reader. Yeah, that's probably a lot better definition than saying improved, because it's not improved at all. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I can say, honestly. I didn't think it would be this scuffed. Anyway. Wow, only like a stream under an hour. That's mad. Anyway, if you like the video, please leave a like on the video. If you dislike the video, please leave a dislike on the video. Comment down below ways that I can improve content on the channel. Check out my other socials. You can see them on the social banner thing, like carousel underneath here. What else? Check out the links in the description. I'll have a bunch of like links that you can support me with, which I'll really appreciate. Other than that, subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.